Everyone, so I have here a customer of mine. Her name is Miriam, and she joined my course Confident Marital Sex. And I can very happily say that she has overcome her vaginismus, and she has very kindly agreed to provide this audio testimonial to inspire those of you who are listening. She's going to be sharing her story. She's going to be sharing her experience of being in the course and how she was able to overcome vaginismus as a result of being a member of this course. Assalamu alaikum, Miriam. Thank you so much for being here.
Walaikum salam.
How are you doing? How are you doing?
Alhamdulillah, really good.
Amazing. Thank you once again for agreeing to do this. I'd like it if you could just share with everyone, what was your life like before you joined the course?
Okay. So I got married earlier this year, around April time, and after we got married, we just realised, we found it really difficult when it came to penetration. For about 4 months, it was just not happening, and we didn't really know why. My husband thought it was his fault. I thought it was my fault. We didn't really have much of an idea. And like a lot of some of your viewers might know that, I didn't really understand a lot of my female anatomy, which is something I benefited a lot from the course. Eventually, I kind of just did a bit of research, and then I came across your Instagram page on amalia.com. Like it was about 8 Muslim sex educators, and from that page I kind of found out what vaginismus was, and then I just kind of took the plunge I decided just to try the course. Alhamdulillah, I'm really, really grateful for that. And it took me about 2 months or so, just over 2 months from the point that I decided to start the course, to overcome it, and it's been life-changing, to be honest. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, I'm so pleased to hear that. I'm so grateful that you did. I'm so grateful you took the plunge and you joined the course. And you said it took you about 2 months, right, to work your way through the course, follow the steps in the course. And you're now here in this position where you have, alhamdulillah, overcome vaginismus, and you're able to now have pain-free sex with your husband, which is amazing, alhamdulillah. Mm-hmm. So I want to ask you, what was your experience like of being in the course, working your way through the different lessons, and also being in the private Facebook support group? What was your experience like?
I really liked the way that you structured the course. So, the first stage of it is, mentally preparing myself, and then the second is kind of like the physical side. I found the first stage, I didn't realise it at the time, but I found it really helpful because it's completely changed my perception about myself. I've learned so much about myself and just about the idea of sex, because like a lot of people who, suffer from vaginismus, it's something seen as dirty, not, quite right. And, I was always kind of terrified about talking about it, that kind of thing. And my experience of it was great, alhamdulillah. I think for me, the first stage I probably spent much, much longer on, and I needed it before I, went on to the physical, part of the course, and then transitioning into intercourse. But alhamdulillah, the course, of course, but also the Facebook group was really useful, because I felt so lonely, and I think a lot of other women felt the same as well. I just didn't know who to turn to. I didn't really talk to anyone about it except for my husband. Eventually I did open up, but seeing other women going through exactly what I was going through on the Facebook group, it was really eye-opening.
Amazing. And that's related to the next question I was going to ask you, is what are the 1 or 2 main things that you found most beneficial about the course?
It was about learning about me, I think. And one thing that really terrified me before I even started the course was the bit about learning about your female anatomy, because I think I'd just grown up just ignoring it, which is really bizarre, because, I'm a woman, it's natural, it's my part of me. But I struggled with that part initially at the beginning of the course, and it took me quite a long time just to get around to it and get used to it. But I think that was the most beneficial thing. And the exercises, the breathing exercises, that was, it's difficult to explain, but it was really, really helpful.
Amazing. I'm so pleased to hear that. Thank you for sharing that with us. So you are now in a place where you have overcome vaginismus, and vaginismus is a difficult challenge for a woman to go through, and you're now, alhamdulillah, on the other side. You're able to have penetrative sex with your husband in a completely pain-free way, which is amazing, and I'm so pleased that you're here at this place in your life. So I want to ask you, how do you feel now compared to what your life was like before? How are you feeling right now?
Happy, I think.
Happy, yeah.
Closer to Allah. I think, you know, the amount, it was I've never had such a trial in my life. And in a way I'm grateful for it, because it's made me so much appreciate Allah so much more, being so much more grateful to him. And you know, I think going forward, it's inshallah gonna, you know, continue to help me increase in my iman. Yeah, sorry, I forgot the question. What did you say?
Yeah, my question is how do you feel? You've overcome this difficult challenge. You're no longer going through that difficult challenge. You're on the other side of it now. How do you feel, the fact that you've overcome this? You've achieved your goal. Your goal was to overcome vaginismus. Your goal was to be able to have pain-free sex with your husband and not dread it and not fear it and not experience pain. You've achieved all those things. How do you feel?
I feel like my marriage has gotten a lot easier. In a sense, that's not to say that it was difficult, but I think it was always on my mind, and it did cause me a lot of stress, of course. So it's just, I just feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders, alhamdulillah, and I can just think about, you know, other things now.
Yeah, amazing. Alhamdulillah. And I'm so grateful that you joined the course. And I'm even more grateful that you've overcome it, because I know, as people know, I went through it myself. I know how difficult it is to go through, just like you know how difficult it is to go through. So I'm grateful that you've overcome it. Thank you once again for sharing your experience. The final thing I want to know is, if someone's listening to this and she's going through what you went through, she's going through vaginismus, or she's finding sex really painful and she's thinking about joining the course, what would you say to her?
100% do it. I would not even hesitate about it. I think the benefit that I got from it, of course, versus, you know, anything else, it was just completely beneficial. There's nothing at all that I would hesitate about taking the course. So if this sounds like you, go for it.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Mariam, for sharing this. And inshallah, I pray that what you shared today is of benefit to those who are listening. Thank you, Mariam.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye. Assalamu alaikum.